All right. Well, howdy everybody. It's Tuesday, and we have a new Magic set that's released today on Arena. It had its pre-release last weekend, spoiled weeks before. This is Edge of Eternities, plural. This is a very unique set that has me really excited with what it has as far as like a setting and feel to it. As you can see from our bit here, we've got like we're doing big space stuff, and also Tezzeret is here. We'll be talking about the mechanics and story stuff before we get into drafting, but yeah. Oh, also, yeah, this happened too. Hopefully the servers aren't exploding. Yeah.
Rotation. Children's dead at long last.
Yeah, a lot of...
Atrax out. Children's out. The rotation finally happened. It feels like it's been 20 years since Magic last rotated.
Anyway, let's... Oh, thanks. Sure, whatever.
Oh, dang. All right.
All right.
Tez is kind of wild. 3-mana colorless planeswalker. Ooh, boy.
In the... they've done a couple podcasts kind of talking about bits of design of the set. Tez was, like a few before, was designed to be an artifact planeswalker until they said, nah, this
can't do that.
This is
It's
gonna be
too good.
bad. This is gonna be bad. So, but yeah, so Edge of Eternities, we have a massive new setting that has a lot of like really fun world building and like pieces to both play with and leave for the future. Tez is over here as far as what are the other Void Emissary and Radiant Emissary. Sure. Anyway, let me pull up Cactuar. So when we get a new set like this, I like to go in and show off, talk about our main mechanics, talk about our story beats, setting beats. You know, not everyone is plugged into Magic at the same rate, and so having a floor for people to know what they're looking at, I think is a good start. Let's start mechanical, then we'll get into... That'll let us get into the fantastical afterwards. We see a couple things on this screen immediately that tell us about a couple of our mechanics. We've got exile all creatures and spacecraft here. Do we not have the alt art on this one? I'm guessing not, but... I'm gonna check, because I like the alt art on that one a lot. We do. Yeah, Beyond the Quiet, this alt art is really beautiful. Anyway, talking about mechanics first. Starfield Shepherd here is going to be a great example of a lot of things in this set, from mechanics to aesthetics. One of the races we have in the set are these Stellari. These are angels that are made of starlight. These are effectively living stars, very rare beings that are mostly with one of our main factions. We have a pair of faiths that are kind of at odds here in the setting. But what we're here to look at is Warp. Warp is somewhere between Evoke and Adventure. Like, with, while this is in your hand, you can pay the Warp cost, play it, and then at end of turn, it'll exile itself. Once it's in exile, you can cast it normal. So for Starfield Shepherd here, you pay the 2, warp it, you get that come into play effect that searches a plains or a 1-cost creature, and then at the end of the turn, it's going to go away for you to cast normal later. It won't have haste on its initial entry. You'll have to find either some other thing to do with it, or maybe you just want the small evoke effect. But then you can cast it for 5 later in the turn. And you can kind of see how this works on Starfield Shepherd, where it's like, well, if I have 2 mana and I don't have anything else to do, I can do this search. Or, you know, with the Weft Blade Enhancer, we'll talk about the Drix a bit later. This is, you know, a pump that you can use as a pump spell, and then later it's a body that's also a pump spell.
Yeah, and you may immediately have put 2 and 2 together if you didn't watch when we talked about it when they did the bannings. This is almost certainly the main reason why the Beanstalk got banned, because every single warp card, basically, almost every single one, would cause you to draw a card with Beanstalk on the field.
Yeah.
And that is just too much.
Yeah. So like Weftblade Enhancer and Starfield Shepherd are some of the standard things you see with Warp, where it has a come into play effect. You can play it cheap, and then you can play it later. There are a number of, that's not the only way that Warp is being used in here. There's a number of really interesting bits that first you might think of, and others that you might not, based on how these function. Like if we take a look at the Red Tiger Mechan here, warp haste. This one's kind of obvious. This gives you a small haste creature, then later it's a big creature.
BYO dash is what this is, kind of.
Yeah, but also the Weft Stalker, this Drix here. I love the art on the Drix with the like plane cutting.
The art in general in Edge of the Eternities is very, very good. They did a great job on it.
But this one has warp for 1, and you might wonder, well, what the hell you want this for? Well, it while this is in play, whenever you play a creature or artifact, you ping your opponent. So you can play this for really cheap, do like a number of plays to follow it, and then on a later turn you get the full, you can cast this for 3. So like if you're doing some sort of funky combo thing, this is a 1 mana for the turn starter bit. We have a number of other ways to use Warp. Maybe you just want I'm trying to find one of the ones that is like, this one here, Starwinder, the one we own, is while it has a passive it hands off to everything while it's in play. So you get your 4 mana 7/7. It can't attack, but it can hand off card draw for the turn it's in.
Yep.
And then you have my favorite warp card. I don't know.
9/9.
I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Have
it's just
fun.
a 3-mana 9/9. Just figure out a way to kill your opponent by just
do?
having this on the field already.
Have fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah,
that's
that's like, even though there's no other text on that, that card is probably like just a big ass combo piece just for being huge for cheap on the field.
We'll be showing off a main mechanic in the set that makes use of it, but like, you know, even things like Close Encounter here is like a creature in Warp gets to punch, and so you've got your 9/9 that gets to punch. Warp combos directly with one of our other big mechanics in the set, Void. Void is a retool on Morbid as its starting point, but also feels a lot like Revolt as well. Void cards have if Void is met, and Void is just if a non-land permanent left play or something warped in. The reason this has the rider for something was warped in, the warp cards would leave play at end step, but unless you can't stack the triggers to make that work. Like, because you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, because you're not allowed to mess with that start of your end step.
So this just has the rider of also if you warp to make sure it works, because that would trigger it at end of turn. So the void cards are thing to note with Void is that it's non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn that is not you control, so it is like field wide. And if you warp something, you'll get that benefit. A lot of these are end step triggers, like we're seeing it. There's a lot that are, but it's not all of them. We have some spells that are like better, cheaper if Void is active. Tragic Trajectory here being a tragic
The
slip.
hell of a tragic slip.
Yeah. You lose the instant speed on this, but you get a better opening.
-10, -10.
Yeah. So, and in here we get a couple looks at some of the important cards we'll look at as well, but...
Such as the third Levier sibling.
It's hilarious because Alpha Rail has a sister as well.
Yeah, so you also have the fourth one.
Yeah. But yeah, so Void, we have a lot of Void things that are, like, if something left. We can also see that Void is very specific to, color. Like, again, it's very morbid, which is why it's heavy in black. But has a little bit.
Yeah, and some in red, because, so assumedly, Rakdos is the Void color combo, basically.
Yeah. God, this card's really good.
Why is this text so small? Who Yu-Gi-Oh'd this text? That could fit in larger. That could be larger here.
This card's incredible. God dang.
Yeah, it's good.
Gravedigger that also gets bigger. But yeah, our other returning main mechanic is one we also just saw in Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
We're using
Landfall.
Hell.
It honestly makes a lot of sense why, this is coming back directly from Final Fantasy. Landfall as an archetype really benefits from being in multiple sets repeatedly.
Originally, Landfall was not in this set. Landfall, the mechanic in its place was modified, but they found that, like, modified the mechanic from Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, needed too much, like, cards specifically to make it work.
I mean, yeah, you need equipment, counters, and auras, and so on, and
the use of Landfall in here works a lot better as like a twofold bit, because like Landfall as like you can see the lander token here. We'll talk about like Landfall as in like landfall on a planet, as a piece
it's worth noting the edge, which counts as is like actual space in Magic, which didn't exist until now.
We're in space. We're in deep space. We're in deep space, and in deep space, everything is brand new. Some things rhyme with existing things. Hello, Tanik, our Kavu pilot.
Yeah, Sentient Kavu are just out there.
The Kav were the like one of the first races to like live out on the edge here in the Sothera system. Like this is where their home planet. These Kavu, this is not related in any way to Dominaria as far as we are. This is not a space themed plane. This is space. Like,
yeah,
this is
it is.
So
you know how the Blind Eternities exist. It's close to that.
Yeah. We get some notes from Tezzeret, who's just like, yeah, I guess like you get lizard people in multiple places sometimes. And we get like, these cool sentient insects who we see on a number of cards. But yeah, Landfall, of course, green-red with a little bit. But we also have these lander tokens as a mechanic across all 5.
Yep, this is
Lander.
I find that the lander tokens, I think, will probably be one of the more dangerous things in here, by virtue of them. I guess because they're expensive.
I don't think
in the whole.
I don't think they're gonna be like. What do you mean by dangerous? I suppose.
It just feels weird to give like every color ramp. That's all.
But one of the points on it is that like this one only does it in the way that like is your opponent controls more lands than you, and this one is get lost that hands it to the opponent. But it is across all 5 colors. You are right. We get these landers. They're basically clues that grab a land from deck instead of drawing a card. This makes landfall a lot easier to double landfall in a turn. It makes I assume it's going to make splashing a lot easier in this format, to be real. But yeah, a lot of exciting pieces with this. That means we have to touch our last main mechanic, and we got one of them here. Space. We got spaceships. Spaceships
They are a mixture of leveling, like levelers, and vehicles.
Yeah, so spaceships, you're going to see spacecraft as a artifact type, and then you're also going to see planet as a land type that uses the same mechanic. Down here, are like if I pull up the Serena here, these are you play them as artifacts, and you have to crew this much in a similar fashion to vehicles where you tap creatures and their power is what matters, but there's two distinct differences. One is that like when you crew, you're crewing at sorcery speed, not instant speed on these, and two, when you crew, say you have a 3/3 and you tap it to crew the Serena here, you put 3 counters on it, and that gets it 3 counters closer to being online. Effectively, that you're going up to that threshold, and once you're at that threshold, it's on. It's not like a temporary on. It's on.
It is worth noting that this counts charge counters, which are like the third most common kind of counter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's a few things that play around with that in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like you can see here on the Lumen class frigate, this has like a low effect that like you put something in it small and it hands that off, and then when it gets to the big effect, it's permanently a 3/5 flying lifelinker.
Yep.
The planets, there's one in each color that all have 12 as their threshold, which is wild. But you can also see the card is
Talarian
Academy. So
it has a big payoff.
These are the planets here are the 5 planets that are orbiting the super void black hole at the center of this space of this solar system. This solar system that we're in is one of hundreds out there in space. We're just kind of looking at one, and they've mentioned within this set that this set has a lot of like we're just setting up space. We have a bunch of things we're doing here, and we're setting up a bunch of things that are going to be unanswered for the future, but perhaps we'll see them when we come back around. The Eternity elevator here is the like FTL piece. This is like a space elevator that's always stuck in one position in space. It doesn't move. Its coordinates are fixed, and so it can move to any other elevator, and that's how they like swap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so spacecraft are across all 5 colors. You can see most colors get 3 or 4. And they are generally the way you see them is that they have like a come into play effect, and then like late game you turn them on. That's not all of them. Like this one here, Larval Scoutlander, is the spell Harrow that later becomes a 3/3 flyer.
3/3 flyer.
Like, okay, great. That's
mono green 3/3 flyer.
Yes, that's as compared to like some of the other colors that get a either lower cost or a bigger body. But
yeah, the thing is, I think every spacecraft has flying.
Yes.
Like that's just how it is. It's universal. So
yeah, every spacecraft does.
Which is intentional in that, if this is going to be a format where they intend for you to have a longer one before you finally board break with, say, stationing all the way, these are things that are supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah, a lot of these are cards that are they kind of feel like battles in that like they have a front face that you're playing them for, and then they have a bonus that if time goes on you get to like, you know what, I just want a hasty flyer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our mechanics. We have a number of like other small pieces within the set, but that's kind of our main thrust of things. we have across our colors, we have our draft setups looking at 1/1 counters or artifacts. We'll get into those when we look at the actual draft bit. One thing I want to talk about the actual both story, characters, and setting here. One of the things that I really like about the setting that we have is that as a rule that they went with early in development, during vision design, early in coming up with things, they wanted this to be a set that had, like, yes, you're going to be using a lot of common points across sci-fi things with spaceships and black holes and faster than light travel and like certain like tropes and things that you see across those, but less of a focus on a bunch of cards that are like direct references to Luke Skywalker or a lightsaber. That is not to say we are without those, but to say that we have those as like a competent card as well. There are 3 of these that I can think of, and this is the only one that like I think you would directly get, because the other 2, like, you know, we have like where's our not invasive maneuvers. I want the red. Nope. Like
something that terminal velocity.
Yeah. Just
something that I really like about the art in this set is, you know how Lorwyn and Innistrad feel like they're celebrations of traditional art, traditional media?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is the version of that for digital art. Like it's like using a bunch of like color palette stuff that's a lot harder to do in traditional media, and so on and so forth, to make it just like really, really like strikingly colorful in a way that is much easier to do digitally. And it's like almost all of the art is using that to its fullest extent.
I adore the, like, Nova Hellkite's one of my favorites. This dragon that is like a nebula. You know, things like this. And then we have the nebula dragon that, hold on. Wait a minute. Well, this one's not a Nova. It's fine. This one's a much more, like...
That's just a dragon.
Yeah, well, different type of dragon.
Yeah.
Because this is like our, like, sort of like Chinese dragon when I think of these. Like yeah, just a space dragon, fires a beam at you. The other 2 cards that I know that are, like, direct, like, hi, this is a reference to something. The Dominion bracelet here, which is a Mindslaver, is specifically made as a reference to a 20s series of novels that are credited as kicking off the space opera genre. I'm not terribly familiar with. I just the article spoiling this talks about like, hey, we wanted to like, I think we could do a direct reference that is like something to that ancient. That's more of a like precursor of the bit. But then you have like cards that are like, look, of course you're in space and you have a space food that you can't even cut with a laser because it's you know, it's a brick.
Indestructible food token.
I love this one.
Very silly.
This is very cute. The other one that I didn't recognize as a direct reference until someone said this is like, we made this as a sly reference. So we have a couple cards in this set that are, you know, we want to leave a few things for us as questions in the world. We have a number of references to Eldrazi in flavor text. The Drix as a race are this ancient precursor race that hunts Eldrazi throughout the Edge. Anti-causal vestige being the only one of those we have. But we also have a single sliver card in here as well, where we have a like, there's a couple points in the story where our lead character Sammy, they're talking about like, slivers aren't real. They're just like in stories on the holovids or whatnot. Like nobody thinks slivers are actually real. And this is like a hell of a affinity for slivers. Your slivers have double strike and haste, make 2 slivers. The other thing about this card is that it's a pool, and it makes 2 little buddies, and it costs 6. And if you, for instance, were playing some sort of RTS made by Blizzard,
yeah,
you might have familiarity with a certain race of
Zerg
space
sounds
bugs.
intensify.
Yeah. Yeah. Love to 6 pool. See, I think that's great because I don't know that, like, this would be hard to spot without, like, because you're.
Oh, yeah, no, this requires pretty extensive knowledge of, like, of that kind of stuff. And again, it's like, of the couple of references that are here, they're either extremely subtle or to things that, like, aren't frequently referenced, you know?
So I want to grab our. We talked about. So we've got planet. That's where we go. We've got 5 main planets of our 5 that are in this solar system that all orbit this black hole, Sothera, the super void. This was the star of the system for billions of years.
Dang, we're seeing this through Samus's visor, I see.
Yeah, yeah. They have a few of these with little visors on them. But the super void here, a star that like was, nearing the end of its life, but and we have 5 main factions, or like the 5 planets, and then we have Pinnacle, which is this like, these are the folks that control the space elevator FTL. They're the folks who kind of oversee the slow death of a star and like make sure that folks are able to leave and go around, like, to find other systems, because they have the ability to go to all sorts of other systems. But Sothera isn't a star that died, it was a star that was killed. And that leads us to the first of our planets, Susar Secundi, the Void Altar. This is the home to a religion called the Monoists, who believe that all things in life are fated to, entropy will go to 0. Everything is going to end at some point. We need to accelerate that to 0. We need, like, we should be moving on to the next eternity. They have a sort of worship of, like, the reason we pushed this star into the edge of becoming a black hole is, because that's the end result of everything. They're a faith that has a big, I forget, monoist. Focus on the self, on your own choices, because those are the things that matter in life because of everything going to 0. But they're not
nihilist, but in the, like, nothing matters but we kind of like that kind of way.
Yeah, and like specifically, we have 2 like opposing faiths in here, but we don't have good faith and bad faith. We have 2 faiths.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction within the story. This is one where I would recommend, if you have not, or you're interested at all in checking out the story articles. Seth Dickinson, the writer on this story, did an incredible job in the world building, characterization, and like kind of choice of how to present the world.
And also, if I remember right, was commissioned and paid to write 5 stories, and then just kind of went into a fugue and wrote 11
He
instead.
wrote it as a novel, actually, and then split it.
Yeah.
So you might be familiar with earlier of their work in some of the best expansions that existed in Destiny, Taken King and Forsaken. If you've heard Emily go on about the Books of Sorrow, the story of Savathun and siblings, so but yeah, so we have this the monoists, and our point of view character for them is Elfarael, this acolyte who is coming to terms with the death of I guess death might not be correct for, in a group like this, where his sister went on an earlier mission to like bust up some of the summist stuff, but threw herself into a black hole, as these acolytes do, and kind of messed up by that. Now my sister's just in a black hole forever, and I don't know what to think of that, and so is starting to have a little bit of doubts about should I be doing this? And we as a fun bit in this set, our main legends all have 2 cards. This is one of my favorite bits. I love this across sets. I love this in Brothers War. I love this in Final Fantasy, where we got to do it. Because we've got our acolyte Elfarael, and then we've got Elfarael after partway through this and having encountered this stone we'll talk about. Also, I'd like to point out the alt arts on our legends, which just have some of the most incredible looking art. Yeah, needed to get through a blockade, and his sister was the one to do it. On the other side of the monoists, I guess some of us don't have, what's the, I'm sure if I just go over here, we'll pull up we have the summists, who are our, the other side of the coin. If the monoists believe that everything is going to end in entropy ending, the summists of the Sun Star here believe that everything should burn bright and be part of one unified whole against the dying light. If the monoists believe that we should collapse every star into a black hole, as that's the inevitable conclusion, the summists believe we should be going out in a big, this should be a big supernova. This should be a celebration of life. They are much the opposite of the monoists, where they're a much more unified front, belief that everything they do is in purpose to the sum rather than a self, a look at the self and choice of the self. We get a few of their texts talking about the importance of the whole. And within that side of things, we follow Halia, who's also an acolyte. That's not Halia's acolyte card. Hold on. Halia. There we go. Halia's card is also, again, similarly being given this weapon. She is a squire to a knight who's a character in the story. But we definitely see a similar story with Halia, where she comes to realize also that perhaps there are flaws in this, with everybody working towards a whole, and if everyone just says the ends justify the means, you can do anything. If the ends justify the means, then nothing I do is wrong, and so we have a point in the story where, in order to try to recover an artifact, the summist knight that she works under just starts bombing an outpost, and it's like, and they're like, no, this is a good thing. Like, they died in purpose of us getting this artifact back. It's like, okay. So, we see the two of them, like, the back and forth they have is really interesting in the story. But they're not our main characters. Our main character, I would argue, is they're our main cast. We have a main cast of like 6. We have Sammy. Sammy here, pictured with their cat. Sammy here arrived in the Edge, immediately had some problems on arrival and became intertwined with another character we'll meet, and kind of became a roguish pirate. They're off doing odds and ends jobs. Them and their best buddy, Tunic. Tunic here is as we can see, our steadfast second. Tunic is a Kavu who, at some, Tunic was a ensign in, where is it? The Memorial Navy. Ended up having to make a choice that resulted in choosing saving millions of lives over thousands, and has resolved, I will never make a choice again. Like, like, the answer to the trolley problem is, why was anybody at the controls? So, works under Sammy, is just like, look, I will, I'm here with you. So, there are like, rogue pair. Sammy, our captain, starts the journey. You see our cat here?
I see the cat.
So the first thing that happens in our story is the cat teleports away.
Dang.
The cat just...
Cat gone.
The cat, we see these, like, Dricks who can, like, cut through reality. Like, you can see on, like, Pull Through the Weft. The Dricks here can see through the Weft rather than the Warp. If you're not familiar, Warp is a term in threading. The Warp and the Weft are the vertical and the horizontal on a loom. So the kind of sideways to warping. Anyway, so Sammy, their cat walks away. Their cat Miri. And so they are determined to go find their cat. One of the most defining moments for Sammy in the story is actually the explanation for why they're so determined to do this. Miri. But they talk about how, like, like, to us, we must be like gods to how a cat must live in the world. And if we're going to be gods to the cat, we need to act like it. We should be willing to do anything to get them back. It's a really good, again, I recommend going and looking at it, reading the story on these, but Sammy's great. Sammy believes, the other thing we get in the story is that Sammy, like, every time we run into somebody new in the story, Sammy's like, damn, that's the hottest insect we've ever met. Like they're, it's great. But Sammy, partway through their journey to find their cat, they get a call and told, hey, we got a job for you. We need you. They get a call from some strange metal man. Nobody knows this metal man. It's weird. I don't know what's about him. Need you to go find this artifact. It's weird. Can you go grab it and pick it up for me? And Sammy's like, yeah, I mean, pay's good. Sure. The End Stone is our, MacGuffin. It's our thing that everyone's after. This is a rock that can rewrite reality. Like, the story of this set is written through the viewpoint of this rock trying to force changes in reality so that it can escape the edge. And it keeps changing things because in like half a dozen different revisions, Tezzeret grabs it and I can't leave once Tezzeret has me. So it's also a really cool card. I like the second ability as the again, a card that can like revert reality that just keeps setting you to 10 life. Like, if you're not able to kill me, I will rewrite reality so that I am not dead.
Let me tell you about a little card called Hidetsugu's Second Right.
Beware. Beware.
That Hidetsugu guy knew what he was talking about, alright?
It's true. One of the other bits I really want to stress in the story, because I think it's one of the coolest parts of it. We have these, our Sunstar Knights. We have weapons and armor made of light. We have, these ray guns. We have blades. We're the breacher here cutting through a hole. If we go over to black, we have a lot of this like gravity movement, Embrace Oblivion, where we're creating a small black hole to take down our enemy, and a lot of like space stuff, right? We're doing stuff that's like, the like sufficiently advanced technology magic thing. We're here on the like, this is definitely like technology that we don't understand, but it is like tech. We have a spaceship. The spaceship runs off of a gravity drive that warps gravity in front of it to pull it forward. Or we have this heavy blade, this grav blade that's heavy because it is, gravity, the gravity of it. So we have out here in that world, we also have Tezzeret.
Tezzeret fucked off a while ago, and he found his way to the edge.
Tezzeret's a wizard.
Yeah.
So
Tezzeret's a full-ass wizard.
So we get like, there's a scene where we're like, all right, it's time to go meet with the Metal Man to talk about how we're getting the stone. And like, we have our ship, the Surima. We have our ship. It's a spaceship. It's got like a drive and stuff. And then like off the side, we just see a hunk of metal with no engines floating in space. And it latches onto the hull, and Tezzeret just opens up the wall and walks in. and like, everyone's like, who is this guy? What the hell is this? Why is he flying in a rock with no engine? What? And like, like one of our characters like goes to attack Tezzeret, and Tezzeret just like rips through this, super space armor like it's literally not there. It's just like, what is going on? So getting a wizard in space is a fun time.
Been wearing metal, asshole. That's my thing. That's what I can do.
Weird. A lot of people in
I think about how it's kind of confusing that a lot of the times everyone's just wearing armor in the future. It's not great when a wizard's around.
Yeah. The outside context wizard. To talk about a couple of the other planets and the folks that live there. We have what is the Yeah, here we are. Ilvoi, the jellyfish that live on the gas giant. This is
our Slylandro.
Earthross Titanic God Core. You can see that this is just one big ass storm. This is a planet where the gravity is so crushing that only the jellyfish live down here because their bodies are made to live down here. That leads us to one of our last characters, Manon. Manon, who is an exile from that planet, who you can see from our flavor text. What, like, Tezzeret's just like, what did you do that makes me your best option? Hold on. hold on. Like, what? There's no way that
I need you all to realize I'm like the biggest asshole.
Right.
I'm like the worst.
It's great. So Tezzeret in this set is really interesting as a character, because we're following Tezzeret, who is, after like the second major betrayal and like terrible things have been happening to Tezzeret. So Tezzeret here wants to find this end stone because Tezzeret wants to find who made it. And they want to find who made it because they need to know who is the biggest, like, most powerful jerk out here in the Edge, so they know either to work with them, kill them, or avoid them at all costs. Like, they do end up about 2/3 through the story getting access to the
Searching for end when like half of the cards in the set say end of turn.
Yeah, I know. They do get access to this stone like halfway through the story, and specifically say like, the old me would have just put this right in my body and been like, yo, power. I ain't about that. I'm like, I need to find.
That's backfired every single time he's tried it.
Every single time, I like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, also shame on me. Fool me 3 times. All right, hold on. Yeah, so Tezzeret is here as our as like as one of our like more interesting viewpoint characters, because we're getting the Menon's reports to Tezzeret as some of our like the write-up on the set, because Menon here is from here and it's like, yeah, like let me go ahead and give you all the intel on like everything that's going on. So here's like, here's this race, here's that race, here's the here's the Drix, they were here before the Fomori Eldrazi War, and you see like 3 underlines, and Tezzeret's like, yo, can you stop everything you're doing and give me everything on the Fomori Eldrazi War? I need everything you have on that. Like,
that shit's new. What? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the Fomori have been mentioned, like, they actually have been in Magic for quite a while, but they just been in the background, mentioned every now and again.
Modifin, thanks for the sub. Oh no, the street. Oh no. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, we do get a number. I don't think we can search in flavor text. Maybe that's like this. Eldrazi.
Eldrazi?
Yeah. Yeah. Like.
Oh, you can. Okay.
Yeah. The Drix here are the ancient race who live here, who like gave the Pinnacle the faster than light tech, and it's just like, look, we were here. That flavor text is all of it. That's basically all we have. Is they were here when the Eldrazi showed up and the Fomori fell. We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. So we have a lot of Eldrazi Potentate. There's a lot of like things left like this that aren't answered, and I like specifically that like we want to leave things on the table for us to do in the future. With the Edge is littered with vestiges of civilization annihilated by the Eldrazi, with this giant 9/9 just out there in the world.
Yeah, and it's probably worth explaining exactly what the Edge is in general, because it's not, it's not a thing that existed in Magic until this set. They didn't, imply it existed or anything either. It's a new feature of the universe. Yeah,
it's the edge of the blind eternities. It's the farthest of the far off of the side of like all of our different planes.
So imagine, you have your normal, what you remember the Magic Multiverse to be, which is just a bunch of, dispersed planes and the blind eternities between them. That's still true, except beyond the blind eternities, outside of it, there's this ring that's outside of it, which is just space. It turns out that's the edge,
and we've got a lot of space stuff out here. So, last of the planets I want to talk about. Caveron. This is the Cav homeworld. You can see maybe something went wrong. Maybe maybe we messed up. So we had the Cav dig too deep. We can see on I think it's on this version of it. No, there's a version of it that has like the note that's like Cav that is and the Cav that was, and those are our drill too deep. Thank you for the sub, Ogniwi. That is all. I am also thinking of Spectre with that. But yeah, so the Cav are looking for a new place, and we have this ice planet that's been slowly, newly terraformed. You can see this is like a slice of it around this very frozen planet, Evendo. But it turns out that like when we start defrosting the planet, we start finding the folks that live there.
Myrmidons.
Yeah. So
Myrmidon classic terminology, not Myrmidon what is used now.
Yeah. So we have these Eumidians are the name of these insects who like are slowly thawing out their planet now they've been woken up, and like, hey, maybe we don't want the Cav here. They drilled the last planet to death. Actually, we're good.
And if you've not noticed, by the way, for anyone who's looking at this card was fixed. There was an oversight in the printed version where it does not say the word "you control" after target creature in the first line. Obviously the Oracle text fixed this and all, and so on and so forth. This card was not intended to be printed as Green Doomblade, or rather Green Murder.
Yeah. And I think that's all of our planets, because Adagia is our Summist homeworld. You can see it has those large panels, like sort of sun panels, and these like big winds around it. The idea of like not quite a Dyson sphere, but something like that is also very fitting for a like good of the universe rather than the good of the one.
Yeah, there's a lot of steps to like the Dyson. There's like the Dyson net as well, and things like that. It's capturing a lot of, but not all of it.
So, I have to note, because I don't think I said it. We turned Sothera into a black hole, and it's not quite a full black hole. It has like this event horizon that's still giving off light. So the Summists want to fix that. They want a star back. So their plan is that they have the Dawnsire and the fleet that goes with it, which has a number on it. But the plan here is we're gonna fire a solar lance right on the edge of the black hole and do like a gravity, a gravity turn on it, and catch the lance as it accelerates back at us. So we fire a laser, we do a gravity boost to speed up the laser, and then catch it at the higher velocity. We then fire the higher velocity laser and catch it. And then we fire the higher, we just keep building up the beam.
What they're describing basically is the idea of what is theoretically considered to be a white hole, which is the infinite amount of like radiative mass instead in extremely high energy point that repels against everything instead.
So we're trying to turn it back on.
Yeah.
But anyway, trap card that counters black hole. It's true. Anyway, I think that's our good descriptor on the set. We've got a lot of space. We've got a lot of people with ray guns breaking through, doing hull breaches. We got a lot of weird robots. Funnily enough, one of the things we all were thinking about with Ether Drift was that the Guidolite were going to be a faction in here.
Yeah, turns out they're not.
They exist on one card.
Yeah.
And that is... that wasn't this one.
It actually makes an amount of sense when, they describe what the edge is like, of like... It's not easy to get here through Roman paths, if not impossible. So, like, it's
the other dog?
The fact that they're elsewhere makes sense, actually.
It's the other dog. I was looking for the Chrome Hound. This is not the dog we wanted. But yeah, so, like, because, like, Tezzeret's the only person we have here who's from known space.
Yeah, and he didn't get here through an Omen path. He got here because he got shunted out of the Blind Eternities out over here somehow.
A dog is still a dog. This card, by the way, very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's this was a killer common without warp in Dragonstorm. Anyway, that is enough going over the set. Let's get to drafting.
Yeah.
All right, we want...
Yeah, I do kind of appreciate that, like, for all of the, inaccessibility of the, like, planes historically in Magic, something that was kind of lost with the Omen Paths. They did reintroduce at least something that has that still.
It is unfair how good the StarCraft 1 OST is. It's kind of like cheating.
Oh, yeah. Also, unmentioned, because I didn't think to bring it up, to keep an eye out for possible playing Mono Black. There is a no rare or mythic infinite combo in here that just wins you the game if you pull it off out of 4 cards.
People keep talking about that, but a 4-card infinite is hard as shit to pull off. Like, why is that the thing? Was there a video or something?
It's because 2 of them are... Yeah, there's a video.
Okay.
It's just that...
You're like the 4th person to
mention it's the same
like...
in common.
Okay.
So it's...
It's
like, really 3 cards, one of which is just getting 2 of the same card.
I think if you get a 4-card infinite, you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick before we go in, we do have our draft bits. Blue-white is Flurry, the mechanic from Dragonstorm. It's not named as such on the card, but it's Flurry. Blue-black, we've got Artifact Grind Out. That's almost exactly what we had in Final Fantasy, now that I think about it. As you mentioned, Black-Red having Void as its big thing. Fun fact, the landers cross over there because they sacrifice to go grab a land, and that lets you search up. Gruul, as you would expect, landfall stuff. Green-white, doing 1/1 counters. Kind of matching with the second spell stuff as well. We've got, is it Artifact Aggro? I'd like you to guess. Boy howdy, it's Golgari. What do you think it's doing?
It's Graveyard Shenanigans. Hey, listen, if there's going to be one thing that I don't care if they pigeonhole a color combo into, it's going to be that. I love that shit.
It's hilarious. In the document, the handoff document for, like, Vision Design to Set Design, where they're, like, going over mechanics and, like, what the draft archetypes were, the green-black draft archetype listed in there was listed as Jundam Out. Which then got moved into graveyard stuff.
I feel like it's really difficult to actually define mechanically as a draft archetype what Jundam Out is, aside from that's just draft efficient cards, man. That's all it is. That's just good stuff when you get down to it.
That's what Jund is. It's just good stuff. Red-white is playing with space stations as their main bit. The way that this works is that they have a number of cards that like care about being tapped, either in ways kind of like Survivor from Duskmourn, or in ways like when this card becomes tapped rather than an attacking trigger, which lets them play into the space station crewing. And then
plus, obviously, Boros wants to have high power, which means it's particularly good at stationing.
You also get no points for guessing.
What Simic does?
Yeah, you get no points for guessing what Simic does. No points for guessing what Golgari does.
Yeah. We didn't even mention that that Orzhov was also tokens. Go wide.
Oh yeah, they have a go wide, and also like a number of pieces that can use the sacrifice stuff from Void. So
I actually really ever since Strixhaven, they've been experimenting what Boros does in limited archetypes, and actually for the most part I think they've been successful at making interesting Boros things that are not just throw your guys and kill your opponent. The thing is they've been kind of only doing it to Boros, which is like, okay, that's really nice, and I appreciate that you've been doing that. Could we figure out a second thing that Simic does?
I'm so... this is a great background for Cactuar. Cactuar in space. I mean, Final Fantasy Boros was really good at doing equipment stuff.
Yeah. In fact, it was like... The thing is, Final Fantasy Boros is really, really good at doing equipment stuff in a way that they don't typically do the equipment stuff, and it's great.
When Enchanted Aura enters, enchanted creature deals damage equal to its power for any other target. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to each opponent. Okay, I like that.
So this is a bite on an aura that also has flames at the end to your opponent's face.
Second spell costs 2 less. That's a lot better than the 1 less from our previous bit from our Dragonstorm.
Hold on a second. What is that? The Sun Lance card. What was that called again?
Which one?
The one that was the space station.
Dawnsire?
The spacecraft. Dawnsire. Okay, does Dawnsire's second ability say target?
It does.
Like,
it
target
does.
creature?
It does.
Mm. All right, I really want to see you do that. Is all I'm saying. Blow up your own guys so hard.
Shattered Wings.
You know your goes. Oh fuck.
We have Vondam. I didn't even talk about Vondam from the story. Vondam is our knight that Halia's. Also, check this out.
Hey, Godless Shrine.
We got half of them in here. The other half are going to be in Lorwyn, from my understanding.
Yep.
So.
Shocklands.
Okay. This is fine. Ooh, I really like Codecracker Hound. Ooh, also this modifier. +1/+0 first strike at beginning of combat.
Yeah.
I like the dog. I like the modifier. That lets you get in really nicely. Lander on Death. Mechanozoa. Pangolin, when you play another artifact, pay 1/1 counter on this. The Drill Too Deep either destroys an artifact or charges a station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm between these two, and I kind of want to keep more red since we've already got that going. Mouth of the Storm. This creature, that's so much mana, but that's a big flyer. Okay. That's like
I'm surprised it doesn't have warp.
Feels like
it's ward.
Ooh, I like those. I'll pick red 3-drops.
Yeah.
Red cards. This is like fine. This gets the job
Ostensibly, red 3-drops should be perfectly playable in this format.
When this enters, exile each opponent's graveyard and make a lander. Okay. I don't remember a lot of the like common uncommon stuff, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading on like pieces in here. Until end of turn. That's weird. Embrace Oblivion is sack an artifact creature, destroy it. You know, this is your bone shards. Rampage here is 3 burn or blast all artifacts. I'm gonna pick Bombard here because I like that.
I will say for Bombard, you're paying 2 mana for instant speed because that's Flame Slash otherwise, right?
Yeah, we've had this in a lot of sets as that at the common because boy, ooh, oh, hold on.
Ooh, ramping 2-drop that also grant. Okay, yeah, I like this.
I did not talk about the bonus lands at all. We'll see Strip Mine when it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
There's also a creature in
right.
this format that has, Crucible of Worlds text, so you can absolutely do that in this format.
Okay. We're seeing red looks open, which I'm happy with because we have some nice stuff for red here. I'm happy with this. I want to find a second color that's going to work for what we have going on here. Focus Fire is 2 plus number of Wow, that's a lot of damage for...
That is.
Radiant Strike target factor tapped creature, you gain 3 life. Also has one of the most metal-looking arts. Horror Show. Things like probably fine, but not great. Number of differently named lands you control. Okay.
Skywarden would cut red from this pack entirely. Which,
Yeah,
even though I don't necessarily.
I don't think it's a great card. Oh, okay, hold on. I find something I like here. Also, Litho Breaking, which is a Pyroclasm. Create a lander, sack an artifact, deal 2 damage to each creature.
You can sacrifice a different artifact if you want. Say, like, if you have that bread that loves to.
Or a creature that's going to die anyway.
Dog. Yeah. If you want to sacrifice this dog, you monster.
Litho Breaking is a very good name. No, let's grab Tunic.
Yeah, why not? Cosmogoyf. Speaking of fantastic art in this set.
Fantastic. Oh, God. Cosmogoyf.
Also very good flavor text, yeah.
Yeah. Alert. Cosmogoyf. Recommended action. Run. I don't know that this is going to work out as well in Limited, but this has got some...
No, absolutely not. Goyfs in Limited are usually bad.
Yeah. Cryogen Relic. Sammy's Curiosity is a ramp spell. This is basically a Wayfarer's Bauble. We'll grab the Crusher. Frontline Rager. When this becomes tapped, draw and discard. That's another Station Liker. When this becomes tapped, untap another permanent. That's another Station Liker. I don't believe in this card very much. It seems too big, though. Drill too deep. We get enough Skywardens. Let's find something better. Skybreach Whale. Endures making columns robot attached to it. Equip 3. What does this thing do? Flying when it enters, return. Oh, this is a pickup, but it doesn't have flash. Okay. Makes the robot and the cat noise.
Yeah, I mean, always remember as well that this is also day one drafting. It's going to be a little bit silly.
I need to like figure out what cards are. Okay, what do we got here? When this spacecraft enters, destroy target non-creature permanent, then deal 4 to... Sure, alright.
Alright, so we have a wrap here.
This costs 8.
This implies that we kind of want to get, like, more of those... the ramp guy that we picked up. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah. Diplomatic Relations would be a fine card. This is a bite that is Vigilance. I love the shadowing on the turbo drone here. This is really cute. Wedgelight Rammer. This is like having Bahamut in our deck, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let's find...
Kill that one thing in particular, and then also probably everything else.
All right, so here's
Cathedral of War.
So there's a bonus sheet I didn't mention at all. It's 1 and 8 on packs. It's all lands, and they're all like, ranging from stuff like this, our Exalted Land, to other different bits, from Meteor Crater to Strip Mine. We've got 2/2 Death Touch. Ooh, I actually kind of like that.
Extinguisher Battleship is reasonably hard to crew station because it kills everything, including your own stuff.
Yeah. because it's going to deal 4 damage to everything and it's sorcery speed to crew.
Yeah.
Cathedral War is cool. No, let's do it.
You can play that just as is, and there's not a problem. Hey, Crystal Quarry.
Yeah, Crystal
for your
Quarry.
Infinite Guideline Station that you can grab.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Plasma Bolt. Hold on.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, this is Shock that becomes...
I really wish this was an instant.
It's sorcery speed.
This is so close to being the like, all right, we might print anything resembling
this card
modern bolt,
too.
but
my goodness, 6/6 reach. It grabs a non-land.
It does fully exile everything though,
Sure.
so you will be dipping through your deck. Probably fine though.
Arrow.
No problem there.
Yeah.
I mean, Harrow is great just because,
like, especially like it can sack the land here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try and make this work. So Harrow Tanook here has a Cactuar's little text that becomes oh, there it is. Finally, here's the card I think is one of the best in the commons.
3 mana 2/2, 3 mana 3/3 that grabs you a lander. That's it. That's all he does. He's really good.
Really good. Plasma Bolt's really good. Nebula Dragon I actually think is better than it looks because the deck that wants it is going to be able to like be at that like fairly easily. I think this is a fine card for this format.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to get up to big numbers, and I want to find 1 or 2 more big things to get up to. Pull through the left. You are.
Pull the left. Just grab 2 things from. Oh yeah, actually,
Wow.
You did just grab Harrow, so
I did.
both halves of that can probably turn on.
Grab 2 target non-land permanents in your grave to hand, then return up to 2 lands from the graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. I'm also just thinking about like Germinating Worm is a big thing.
That's also fair, yes.
Because this lives through the
Yeah, the battleship, yeah.
Okay. Interceptor Mechan? Zookeeper. I'm gonna grab this because with enough Harrows, splashing is free.
Yeah.
And
like
with
that.
enough Harrows, splashing is free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Wouldn't hate litho breaking. Do everything. I don't know, like...
Keep this card in mind for combat tricks that can show
oh my
up,
god,
it does everything.
Reach, trample, indestructible. Sure.
Yeah, you can use this offensively, defensively. It will always do what you need it to do.
Sure, I'll take a turbo drone. I don't know that that's anything, but really. Don't know that we're playing it, but I'm gonna grab it. Here's our Flyer Eater.
Yep. There's similar
3/3
card
reach.
that's like this. That is a reasonable creature with reach, and then the moment it touches a flyer, it just fucking explodes.
All right, so we've got Sunstar Chaplain, which is 2 or more tap creatures will encounter and creature control. This is a nice Tormenting Voice. Melded Moxite.
So Moxen are made from.
Yeah, that's what they were mining. Is the Moxite. I'm gonna grab a Diplomatic Relations. I think I want to have a little bit more removal, and like I think we have some pieces that this will work fine on. So I would also fine with Tanook, but like, maybe we'll see Tanook back. What's our terrain generator?
Whoa, terrain generator, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Memorial Team Leader is a +1/+0 on the warp in and is a 4/3 that does the same thing.
Plasma Bolt is Plasma Bolt. I kind of like this. Biomech and Engineer is also another ramp piece. This is a pretty cool thing. I like the timeline color. Power Depot. I think I might. My gut is that I might be overrating Interceptor Mechan, but I really like Gravedigger that is a flyer that also gets bigger. That reads as a lot of things I like. Also, if I'm splashing, Fungal Colossus gets cheaper.
It does, yeah.
Oh, what's the Survey Mechan? Flying Hexproof 10. Draw 2 cards, gain 2. Okay.
It's kind of a... Oh, my.
Oh, boy. You know what? Sure. Mystifying Maze is expensive, but it's very hilarious. I love the Lobster Citizen.
Hey.
I gotta shout out the Lobster Citizen for being one of the best cool like legends in the set. Everything is food, and you can throw food for damage because you look. All the food is like gears and oil and stuff. It's great.
This guy's gonna be best friends with Asmar and Marka. That's in a Kultikar.
Absolutely. I'm gonna grab that pull through the weft now that we passed the first one. Now we can grab the second. Plasma Bolt.
Plasma Bolt pretty late. Fun Colossus as well.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on.
Ooh. Actually,
that's actually pretty solid as far as the ramp piece goes.
This is a creature that's so Gene here is like a Springleaf 1/2.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's interesting. Grab myself a big worm again. Ooh. Power toughness equal to lands I control, you say?
That guarantees that it sticks around unless you ramp it out.
Yeah. I will take a Melded Moxide. We already have 2 of these. I'm not, like, maybe a little bit of draw keeps... All right, we can grab another if we... So choose... Okay, I'm not going to play the Biomechan Engineer. I don't want to splash for the 2-drop, but I am willing to splash for the Interceptor Mechan. We have... I think we have 4... I should have picked up 1 copy of... Ooh, okay, hold on.
Have a Colossus. Nice.
I should have picked up 1 copy of Sammy's Curiosity. That card is like Wayfarer's Bauble, but it gains you 2 life in green. Which I think is really neat. I don't like our curve. Wow, we don't have 2s. We don't have anything below 3. That's...
But maybe this is like all time, that's okay. You know, it can happen. We'll see.
I don't like it. Let's grab another Moxite to have something.
I know it's like exactly the opposite of how you like to play this game, but what if it's okay in this format?
Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe we get smoked. We'll find out. Looking at that worries me that somebody's gonna play a 2-drop and a 3-drop and just go, nice deck. Yeah, today is a day for learning. That is true. This is day 1 in a new format. We need to be, you know, trying things out, seeing what sticks, seeing what doesn't.
Game over. Return of Grey Ogre. Let's go. Finally, a return to the old days. We actually already had that. That was Murders of Karlov Manor.
Yeah, everything was... I don't know that I'm going to play the Cathedral. I will play the Maze.
Yeah, the Cathedral will just be another colorless land for you.
Put Shattered Wings. I'm going to believe this has enough targets.
Pretty good number of artifacts and creatures of the flying. Well, a lot of the creatures of the flying actually are also artifacts.
Yeah. I figure there'll be enough targets. Alright. Yeah, I think we saw 3 of these, and like there was one that I felt fine about passing up because I think I passed it for Scoutlander. And then there's another where I probably like want. This is probably a really important card just for us getting above the. Like, our curve is awful. This is dreadful.
Yeah, I mean you have the Pollinator and the Zookeeper. That's 2 warp pieces, ramp pieces away.
Yeah. Paladin Ice Cream, return of 3s. But yeah, today is a day of learning. It's day one on a format, you know?
Yeah, it's no draft on day one ever goes smoothly.
Oh, this looks great. I see the mech in. This is a 5? If we draw another named land differently, we could play it on 4. Like if we draw a swamp or the maze, this is playable on 4. Okay. And this becomes tap. Sure. Alright.
Equal to its power, so.
Yeah. Ooh. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature, those creatures have trample, and then we're attacking for 3. Alright, well.
Okay. That's, the black, and...
Yeah. Let's go grab our black. Let's go grab... Looks like second green looking at this hand.
Okay, it's not quite Harrow. The card's easy to be tapped.
Yeah. Because it has a different upside, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
We're...
I actually just double checked because, like, I need to make sure. Is that literally Harrow?
No.
It's not. Yeah.
So they get to play Drix Fate Maker. That's going to put a counter on the Edge Rover, and now they're going to attack for 6. Surveil 1. I'm glad they didn't play the Edge Rover on 1, but damn if this isn't, like, out the gates. No blocks.
Yeah, we're going to have to rely on the Colossus to possibly...
I'm a Moxite. Discard the wings. I had to bet on drawing a land here. If we don't play this Colossus, I didn't think there's a way we survive, so... We're at 6 mana. We can play our... Okay, there's Jean.
It's not that bad. That is.
That's horrible.
That's Banishing Light, just straight up. Unfortunately, we got rid of the thing that could destroy the Banishing Light, so...
And we're at 7, not 8.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Because I can go... Hold on. No, I have to tap my blocker to do... Oh, hold on. Okay, no, I've got a line. No, I don't have double red.
Not without tapping the blocker.
Yeah, I need to tap the blocker. Yeah, the battleship would get us across the line, but we don't have the last land for it. Alright, well.
And that'll be it.
Yeah. That's a 3/3, but we're getting...
Yeah, we're smoked. Okay, they had 2 Banishing Lights.
Okay.
That's a really cool warp card. I really like how
that can flicker
on both sides of it.
The cool card on this is that you can target another warp card and keep it. No, that's the level of aggressive I was expecting. When I saw our curve at no 2s, I think this is an 0-3. I think this deck dies. I think this deck dies to 3 aggro players in a row. We didn't have anything to do. Like, I completely needed to shift lower.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I was saying, like, maybe it's fine in this set. Maybe it's fine. That is very much desperate. That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
That was desperation.
I think this deck's got some major problems. But then again, you know me. I'm the 2-drop liker.
Yeah. Unplayable.
All right.
Playable.
Sort.
In extremely Blue Dragon voice. Playable.
I don't know that it is, actually. Hold on. I guess for here...
I mean, you pump back the Nebula Dragon instead, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that makes it more playable.
Sweet.
A removal spell. That's actually fine. You can crack one of them and then Plasma Bolt for 3 if you wanted to kill it.
Crack one of what?
Oh, may have you create one.
Yeah, it's not
Right,
us.
my
Yeah.
bad, sorry, yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. Have target opponent targeting you, create 2 landed tokens. Sure. Okay. Let's see, our void cards are on.
To the dome.
Hello?
They just
Hello?
don't do that.
Hello?
Okay, concerning.
Hello?
Their name is Peter the Ambitious.
Yeah.
I do think that doming you with a bolt, with a shock, rather a bolt in this case, a lava spike, was very much an act of the ambitious.
I don't think I'm taking any more than 3 here. And if they kill that, we just pick it up with the interceptor. Okay.
Sammy.
2 more tap creatures make it. Okay. So the idea here is lethal flyers.
Yep.
And Shattered Wings kills a flyer to get out of the way if, like, something comes up. Okay, that's Desperation Mox. Discard your hand, draw 2. That's cool. Honor. Okay. How many
All
more
right, now can they
bolts do you
burn
have?
you out? Can they kill you?
Yeah, how many bolts do you
Is that-
have? 2. That's what I count.
At least one.
They hadn't removed a thing. Yeah, okay, that's goodbye. Sorry, whoops, sorry, whoops, whoops, sorry. They had.
God, what if they? I'm willing to bet they earnestly did have two in their hand, and were thinking about it.
They didn't have a. They didn't activate Void.
Yes, they should have activated the lander first, and so on.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to be fairly aggressive with like making sure that this deck mulligans to having the ramp to be able to play cards. The reason I'm so focused on 2 drops isn't because of having a play on 2 as much. It's having 2 plays on 4. Or having multiple plays on 4 and 5. When you have a pile of 3 drops, you're not double spelling. You're playing 1 spell for a lot of turns. Is the most likely.
You can only double spell on turn 6 when you have a ton of 3 drops.
I'm gonna keep this because we've got like we've got some big things here. Warp. Meow. 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 That's in warp.
That's right. It just warped out a weaker version of it. What is it?
What the hell's
Boon? Oh yeah, this guy.
Damn. Well,
this guy feels like he could have been Rise of the Eldrazi. I'm gonna be honest.
That's an 0-4 for 2 with also some landfall aggression and that's a nice card to slow things down. That's a 2-drop and a hell.
Yeah. The only difference is that in Rise of the Eldrazi it would have Defender as well for some reason.
it would do some damage on the Defender.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Nebula Dragon comes up soon. So we can skirt the Skittermaw by doing our stuff at end step. So, like, it's past the point where it trigger. I don't want to sack this. It has Menace, of course, so we can't do anything with it, but, you know. I don't need to use the lander this turn. We have 5s in hand. If they don't really do anything, we don't need to either, so we'll kind of see how it works. I'm willing to take 2 from the... Ooh, okay. Well, I'll do this and see what the trick is.
You want to avoid giving the... Because, like, if there is a trick, it's getting that counter regardless.
I think this is kill my creature if it was damaged this turn. Interesting. Put target exiled
Just
card with warp.
On the bottom of its owner's library. Goodbye, worm!
Well... Uh-huh.
You have another 5-drop, that's fine.
Alright. So I've got diplomatic relations to knock something out. This thing has ward 2, so they have to hit it with something that's 3 or less right now. Okay. +2/+0 and creature returns on death.
That gets to just swing in, no problem.
Yeah. I'm not blocking that. And then this goes into the void. We can replay it next turn. They might kill it and draw 2. They're gonna sack it to, they're gonna sack this thing to Oblivion. That's terrible. That's horrible.
That's awful for us. That's extremely powerful sequence of plays right there. But then they also get to get the pump. Yeah, damn, that's really good.
Okay. Okay, that's hilarious. Well, have fun. Two cards left in hand. I was sitting there thinking, what's the best way to kill this? And that combination there was like, they 0 for it on that. Like, they got to pump this. They got to, everything went in their direction. So, okay. Thinking about if I wanted diplomatic relations to kill that.
It would get rid of it now and permanently.
I also have Mystifying
would actually
Maze,
kind
just exile target attacking creature. It's very funny.
Yeah, it would get to do its ETB effect repeatedly.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you're not forced to do it right now.
Well, I kind of
The
am.
attack that they have doesn't do anything, I guess, is the
Yeah.
thing. So you don't have to do it right now.
Yeah, if they want to attack, like, Mystifying Maze just flickers the card, so...
Yeah. And it, ETBing right now doesn't do any, like, its ETB effect, it still would just be a 5/3 at the moment.
Yeah. I want to draw an untapped land.
Yep, there it is. That's nice.
Alright, get this off the board, please. Alright. So, now we're kind of opened up with, like, we have this flying threat, diplomatic relations is a removal spell, and we have the maze to defend ourselves. My worry is...
You also have 8 mana, so, like, if you draw your... You will have 8 mana,
Yeah.
so you will be able to have things going properly once the
Yep.
the spaceship comes in.
Yeah, my only worry with where we're at right now is that, like... Okay. Lose 2, draw 2. It's just opponent has, like, a pile of cards in hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Untapped land is fine. That opens up diplomatic relations and the, maze. You were talking about that silly infinite. These are the pieces of it with our opponent's deck. Okay. Yikes.
Oof. Not what I like to see.
Nah, we're dead.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a bad position with this. I can maze 1. So this won't be in play to discard draw for them. Holding this in case we draw the Moxite. Yeah.
actually closer than it initially seems, though, you know?
I don't believe that for
You're
a
not-
second. What are you talking about?
It is a 2-0, but it was close, though.
There was no world where this was close. Like, our opponent has every card that they
You
draw
had him on
as
the
an active.
ropes. It's fine.
So they get a Mechan to pick up.
I mean, obviously getting 0-4 was absolutely goddamn backbreaking.
Yeah, the Embrace Oblivion turned, like, us taking 5 into,
Losing half of our
us
board,
dying.
taking 5, and them losing nothing.
Yeah.
Them actually getting more out of it because
Yes.
the creature went from a 3-1 into a 5-3
Yes.
afterwards.
Uh-huh. Yes. Uh-huh. And they get to draw 2 here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, all their creatures are big enough that our sweeper doesn't do anything.
The sweeper half doesn't do anything. The targeted removal part would do something. Although, not in this case
Yeah,
because there's too many.
Yeah.
And of course, you could just draw a land instead.
There was no draw for the last 3 turns that got us out of this one. This is the haymaker style stuff that seems like it's got a lot more legs. A lot of these mechans. Alright, well...
I mean, I get it. It's, you know, it's a reasonably powerful, hasty creature.
Well, you know...
I know, we had him on the ropes. It was close.
Uh-huh. Alright. Let's see if we can't get this thing to even keel.
The marmor.
Money.
Well, you're not doing it off of single swap. I'll say that.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. It has a 2-drop. It has one of your 2 2-drops.
Now if we can kill the edge rover, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No. Not even, no chance. If we lose that 1-3, we lose on the spot, so, I'll pass on that block, thanks. Damn, okay. Now?
Hey, that's something.
Okay. I'm discarding the worm. Okay. How about...
Bane for all with your 4-3 is actually quite nice to have. Also this, yeah.
Okay. This thing has... target creature gets +4, +0. Okay. Yep. I think they have a copy of the Shock in hand. Scrapbot, sure. Another Edge Rover. Well... this is actually quite good. Because we get to go in. They can't block the team lead. And then we get to go pick up our 5. Oh no, that... Didn't we discard it?
It got exiled from your graveyard.
Oh, this card has text. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, there it is. That's the thing I was assuming existed. Like, that was the card I read them on with the Edge Rover, was that bolt. I will take this trade.
It's 4 damage to your opponent anyway. That's 2 lander tokens for us as well, right?
Yes, 2 landers for both players. All right. So they get their lander. So they've got like 7, 8. They can play some large nonsense now. What's your haymaker look like? How big? That looks like a 4/2. Okay. They kept the card on top. So let's go get our second green for the Grove Strider. Okay.
And that lets you actually you can play out your hand functionally. Because that'll also pump the Grove Strider post next turn if necessary.
Yeah.
It kept on top.
Yeah. Are they gonna pop a lander then? Like they're not gonna pop a lander, I suppose. Yeah, they want the card. That bad, huh? Sure. That makes another lander. This lander lasts for is a temp lander. Okay.
It's a cool card.
Yes.
Get to pay 2 each turn, but you don't get to keep the artifact itself. But it still gets sacrificed, which is relevant for you know, a couple of the cards there.
Okay. Get some land out of there. Okay.
I can turn into a flyer. Or you hit them very hard.
Because they have to block the Grove Strider here. And then do they have a kill spell for the Mechon? Or are they just taking 5 and going to 1? Pop a lander so you can maybe have a better draw. This is lethal without the pump now, so that's nice. They are thin in that deck. Bolt? Your last card's Bolt? Yeah, your last card's Bolt.
That makes sense. They were really kicking that Bolt isn't an instant last turn because it would have been so nice for them.
Yep. Nice. First things first. Force the chump block. Second thing second. Third things third. Let's get some lands out of this deck. And let's get some power on the ship. In case they,
Yeah,
I
because
don't
that can
know.
be a flyer next turn, just in case they haven't any like thing that creates, say, 3 blockers for no reason.
Yeah, 2 bodies or something. Painful for All as a first pick was a very good card. I don't think we've like
I don't think our deck actually supports it very well.
yeah, it takes
because we
advantage
don't-
of it very well, but like
We
it's
don't really
still,
have the power on most creatures for this. This is doable. So long as you draw that red, this is doable. I thought we already had the mountain, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't believe this is doable in any world. Like, if we draw our third land and it's not red, we get a kill spell we can't use and a kill spell we can't use.
But maybe a kill spell we can use.
That card has had no
And it's the-
targets like 4 games running.
The first game it had a target.
Yeah, a lander and a 1-drop.
Well, I was thinking the Banishing Light.
Sure, the Banishing Light on the left. Anyway. Okay. We can throw the swamp back. Talk about. Okay. I'm pretty happy with how this looks.
That's very powerful. That thing's gonna get huge.
Yeah. Luckily, it's 4 toughness, so Bombard can kill it, but, if they don't have anything for it, and even if they do have stuff for it, like using the molecular modifier to be able to attack in here seems fine. This card's quite good.
You would have had a target for it.
You want me to keep that on the 5? Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
Like,
I'm
that's what I'm
joking.
hearing everybody
joking.
say? Like,
I was goofing.
how do we want to do this?
Attack in with a 4/3 first strike.
It's that or eat the lander. With the because the scout lander can eat the lander to get 2 lands, and I think that gets us 2 plays. Like, that's probably best. Okay. Second red, and let's get our black source. And then willing to do this because I'm more than likely not blocking with this 3/3. Either that 0/4 gets big enough to get over, or the flying creature has flying. Right? Like, those are the outcomes.
Plus, with the modifier, you actually can get that into the air next turn. So
Yes. So, okay. So they've got a kill spell. I think it's just the 4-mana instant kill spell. What are we looking at here? Like, I assume it's just kill the Wayfarer, right? Like... I do want to redraw that. Okay, card on top? Yeah, card on top. They kept that on top, so... I think they weren't sure that they wanted to use it. Then 5. I've been terrified of this thing, and I haven't played anything for it.
Keep on looking at that.
Yeah, they keep looking at that, yeah. They're terrified of me turning on a 3/3 flyer? Is that what's going on here?
I guess so.
Yeah. They are terrified of me turning on a 3/3 flyer. Alright. Wow.
They're just doing that
Raw.
on the first. Yeah, raw.
No void. Like, are they missing the second blue that badly?
Okay.
My buddy!
You can't crew your ship.
I'm stuck in the tractor beam! Yeah, whatever.
Oh, that's actually quite good.
Yeah.
They get to. Okay.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Alright.
Does tractor beam allow them to like untap and use them if they pay for it?
Nah, that's the entire text.
Gotcha. There's the
Return up to 2
that's
target
6.
non-spacecraft. You know what? No. If I allowed that to come into play, they'd have a 6 power thing to put in that.
I hope they don't. Come on, swing in.
No, they're just, no, they know they're.
Okay, that's fine. I understand. It would have been nice for them to swing in though, and then we just eat it.
Yeah. What's very funny is that like when we have this maze, they can't attack us really with the space station. Like what?
Yeah. This has also been a theme of the draft.
So this is hilarious because they can like do that mill. So that's on, but it's irrelevant because I'm going to turn it off the moment it attacks. It gets to mill us or 4. Fine. Yeah, defending fire or mills 4. I guess it's a flying blocker. I'm holding a land because we have the draw. Like the... But like...
That allows you to have a flyer.
Alright. They have 4 cards now. They've been missing land drops. They have 3 removal spells. They don't have any threats, which is good for us. Because the maze is really bad for them. They have a lot of trouble attacking through the maze. But I think their hand is like grab, kill, grab, kill. Like they're just sitting on... Yeah, they're just sitting on kill spells forever. Sure.
And of course, it was 4 real cards in a row.
The Moxite is actually the one I'm most annoyed to see gone. The Interceptor Mechan, I'm cool because if we draw the other Mechan, then we can resolve it. Like, Gravedigger Loop. I guess they get to...
Bounce our Gene Pollinator. Hey, there's something.
Okay.
That's a big boy. That's a guy who likes sausage rolls.
Yeah, the maze is very good against them. Anyway, here's a 10-10 that, like, dies to Grav Kill. Right, like... I believe their hand is at this point, I think, 2 removal spells left. I think we got burned through a little bit more. It's okay, we'll get there. They can't attack through a Mystifying Maze.
They'll very, very, very slowly kill you through milling you 4 cards every 5 turns.
Okay. Just to check. Okay. Yeah, I suppose if they just resolve to mill us, we will get milled over the course of that many turns. Okay. Alpha Rail's quite good.
Frantic Search with 2/3 Death Toucher.
Yeah. Okay. Not quite there yet. Lifelink. Yeah, now they drew into action. Well, Titanic. Well, fine. Welcome back, Virus Beetle. Goodness. Yep. This also bounces 2 on come in, so it's going to be a little annoying to rebuild, but not too bad, because, like, these are really cheap. Is that all we're doing? Okay. Okay, that was the Extinguisher. So we're going to trade Tonic with the Crawler. Because at this point, Tonic is just a 2/4 no text. That gets the Crawler off the table. Well... Yep. And the beetle. And the beetle. Fine. I won't sandbag any cards. Whatever.
Listen, you got him on the ropes. You can do it.
I don't know what game you've been watching. Okay. We are going to get milled over the course of the next 12 turns because,
Not the world's slowest mill strat. I've seen slower mill strats, but
it's pretty slow.
it's up there.
It's pretty slow. How many lands have been milled?
One. Everything else has been a real card.
There are 2 in the grave, 12 in play, 3 in deck. Play and sack Beetle to use the Comet Crawler. Help.
Oh, they got a second one.
Oh, no.
All right, I hope they tap their Specimen Freighter and the other one to make sure this thing can go off next turn.
No, they get to kill this. They get to recoil. Okay. Oh my god.
They could just kill you next turn. I think. No, not quite. They don't have exactly enough power for that.
Yeah, they don't.
Close to it though. Hey, you can kill a station.
No thanks. I will actively choose to mill myself a card. You know what the funnest
Well,
thing...
you wouldn't keep it anyway. It's
Yeah.
the virus beetle would kill it.
You know what the funnest thing about our mana situation is?
The fact that you raw drew most of these.
That we don't have enough to, we don't have enough left to, pick up our ship and play it. Yeah, so they did that to force Void because we blinked something. Like we have a ton of mana, but not enough mana. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure. Yep. And the dog goes away. And we draw Swamp.
Good call.
Alright. So we get milled 4, go to 1 card.
And then we have to deal 18 damage to our opponent with 1 card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
20 damage. 22 damage.
22 damage.
Our final card is going to be the pickup. Oh no, it's the second to last! Damn it. I thought it was going to be the Mechan. That was what I thought for sure.
Yeah, it's fine. We snuck Lab Maniac from the Final Fantasy setting.
Yeah, got him. Elixir. They've just been very... The Beam Saw Prospector. The other thing they've been doing is that they've also been very good about, like, who they've been attacking with. I really wanted them to be attacking with Alphareel.
Nice. A card that's uncastable. Let's go!
Well... Come on, Virus Beetle. Virus Beetle. What's it?
It's pretty close. I mean,
Our
what, you're dead in basically every way that you could possibly lose a game of Magic.
We're gonna die in combat and at our opponent at 20 and not having a deck.
Yeah.
And
You had basically every single possible way of losing in a typical game of Magic at the end here, and your opponent has 20 life and a full board, but it was pretty close. You know?
all right. I'm going to go see if we can draft a deck with cards that cost less than 3 mana. I really liked...
That's fair.
The cards I liked in here, I really liked the way that... hold on. I think Scoutlander played nice. I liked the Team Interceptor. I did like the Mechon, and maybe I wanted to lean heavier into this. I think this card's wildly good.
If we had grabbed Mechan earlier, when we were still on just like basically mono red looking for a second color, and we found Mechan earlier, then I think that this deck would have turned completely different and would have been way better.
Yeah. We got 2 wins with this deck.
For what it's worth, I keep on doing the like, it was close though, stuff because of the arcade pit game that we had on Sunday. Me and Matt were doing that pretty frequently. It was a good time. At no point am I serious about these kinds of things. It is all goofs.
I understand. All right. Let's roll twice. Okay.
Ooh, Pinnacle Emissary.
When we cast an artifact, make a 1/1 flyer with can only block flyers. Second
This
spell.
card is absolutely also like flawlessly set up for second spell setups.
Big working out the library here with this elemental. For war, first strike reach. This card's really good. I like Grab Back Monoist. Just Void Forged. I'm interested in like trying to see if like we can do like cool artifact shenanigans with this, making a bunch of tokens to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Hymn of the Faller, Plasma Bolt, Cryo Shatter, -5/-0. If it becomes tapped or is dealt damage, destroy it. That might be more effective than Plasma Bolt. Literal Naturalist?
Yeah, true.
Between Cryo Shatter and Plasma Bolt.
I like both of these. Cryo Shatter is interesting. I like the way that it is also a pacifism in its own way. Because, it becomes tapped. That's attacking. Attacking kills it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick this up and see where it leads. Swarm Yard.
Yeah, it's
Insect is what matters in this set because that actually is on.
That's fair. And Rat and Squirrel are both from Bloomburrow, so.
Bombard.
Wait, no, Rat isn't, right? Because there's
is.
Mouse in there.
Red is. Mouse.
There are rats too?
Blue
Okay.
black. Spider is future.
Yes.
Bombard. The atomic microsizer, making a thing tiny. I still believe in Bombard, even if it, like...
Bombard had targets in the last draft.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, ever problematic. It would have been nice to have in a number of ones.
Yeah.
Memorial Team Leader is a card that was in our deck that was, like, pretty solid.
Yeah. Don't care about that. Command Bridge is Transguild Promenade and such. I'll probably just take another... Honestly, this works well with the Pinnacle Emissary and the fact that it makes a bunch of
It does. It's also, like, second spell is a theme in blue, so, like, the fact that it's a warp card is also relevant.
Okay.
I'm none? Okay.
That is artifact entering play.
Yep. So that's on play.
So
Also works with all landers, so that's
Yes.
nice.
Okay. Now we just need the grooves that make this work. We have another Bombard
Shieldmate
here,
is
but
an
like,
artifact that
yeah, I think Shieldmate's more. This is sack an artifact or land draw card, which also might be fine. Bombard 3.
Slug Drill is like a pretty solid early end, well, mostly late game. It's a 1-2.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be any early game dominant, but they're both artifacts as well, which is relevant.
Yeah. I want to start picking up some of the early artifacts. There was an artifact that our opponent had that was like a really tiny bit that Ooh. Oh, hold on. Non-token. Oh. Fine.
Non-token artifact creature you control. That player gets 2 poison counters, huh? Okay. Lost in Space is the
Bounce.
Riptide.
Yeah, Griptide, which always is fine.
Mm.
There's one poison card, much like there's one sliver card and there's one Eldrazi.
Okay, a lot of blue here.
Yeah.
Thaumaton Torpedo.
Foil Light Jammer. Commander is attached to creature, gains hexproof. Okay.
So this is a counter spell
Yeah.
on a creature target.
Surveil X, X's number of artifacts controlled, and draw 3 cards. This is the download.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gale
Flash
Blade.
Flying is a card draw later,
Yeah.
mainly.
Honestly?
Nutrient Block is I'm for it, yeah.
This is pay 2, and if they do, you make a lander. This is the only blue card that makes a lander.
Yeah.
Poison Dog. Okay, alright, okay. I don't believe in this one. I'll take the other then instead.
You actually have a pretty solid number of 1-drops. They're pretty good.
Okay. Vault Guard.
Trooper.
Let's draw Scrap.
That is 2 artifact ETBs on the same card, the Scrap Bot.
That's true.
And casting an artifact spell. So it interacts pretty favorably with your 2 color cards.
Monitor here, just make 2. Elfrail 2 is a little too heavy into black.
Yeah.
Half their life total. Navigator?
Yeah.
This gets us
Sure.
moving. What does this
I
thing
would
do?
like us to have like 1 station.
Yeah, I
that
want-
would be nice. Mechanizoa. Mechazawa.
Sure. This is a little expensive on the
Yeah.
back half, but like it'll get the job done.
The warp is actually not bad.
This
on it
thing's
just
really
by
funny
itself.
as in this set.
1 mana for 1 defender.
Mm-hmm. Null, the card named a null. Okay. Enters sack an artifact. Draw.
Our artifact count is pretty impressive now.
Yeah, the red is actually really
Our
light.
deck is mostly metal.
If we see if we see a card in a second color, I'd like to note that our red is light enough for me to move off of. Oh boy, yeah.
Ooh, now we're talking.
We also have access to Tractor Beam.
Mm-hmm.
This gets like Mechazoa and the Selfcraft Mechan and a couple other. I think this is fine.
And we still have another pack to pick up something big with it too.
Yeah, I mean like even like Mechanozoa is real with it. What are you? Can't be blocked.
2 more spells.
Deals
Which,
damage on
I mean,
card.
basically, if you have
Ooh.
Pinnacle Emissary on,
What does this thing do? When this enters Void, Snapcast a 2? Does it do anything in our deck? Not really. No.
no, in
Okay.
fact, nothing right now. There's
Okay.
nothing. We don't have any instant sorceries that cost less than 2.
Okay, we don't have like a bolt for that. Ooh. This card whips. Also looks really good too. The art on this is really good. Return target non-land or into its own stand if it was attacking, make a drone. Penguin's also like a real thing.
True. Yeah.
I'm kind of like the atomizer. This thing cycles some of our smaller bits. Lost in space. Okay.
I like this deck a lot more.
This feels like it has more of a plan, even if it's
Yeah.
kind of funky. I'm excited to see where it could lead. That's not a no. I'll take the virus beetle instead. Sure. Yeah, it's got some juice to it. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts.
That's worth splashing for, maybe. Or a second Memnon.
I'm thinking second Memnon. I'm thinking second Memnon for like.
Yeah, I agree. Second Memnon is probably better. But man, affinity for artifacts on everything? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Felgraph ship. Mental modulation is pretty fine.
True.
I'll take. I want to build a deck, and that'll be. Ooh, Pangolin is a card I was definitely after in here. Because this like grows when we play artifact. When another artifact you control enters, pay one. We also could pick up the Zookeeper if I'm more interested in the ramp. They're both fun.
Are you more interested in the ramp though? You only you top out at 6.
Yeah. Auxiliary boosters wheel. That's a good card. I'm taking the Pangolin as like an aggressive line thing for this. Ooh, second Pangolin. Susur Secundi.
That requires multiple black sources for it to really be playable.
Yeah.
So
We'll take another Pangolin. Pangolin's the more aggressive line where we can play Pangolin on 2 and then like any of our 2-drop artifacts on 3 like this and then continue moving. Okay, I did want one copy of this wrapper.
yes, because that's a late game jar engine.
Yep. I still want some more of the card I think we're missing is the true drop little blue artifact that draws a card on come in and leave.
Also a number of removal spells, which we don't really have.
Yeah. Missing Quagmire. I hit some Quagmire. I don't think I'm playing the third copy of this. I don't think I'm splashing for any of that black. But, okay. What's this one do? Draw 2 discard, flyer.
That's probably fine. Having 1 is probably fine.
Yeah, even after like the third shield mate. Wow, the Storm. Another one of these Meccan. Conus. Stormfort Security. This thing's just too expensive. The Rager, I'm probably not playing it. Sure.
Seeing a lot of repeats. The print runs on this draft have been a thing.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in where we could go with this.
I think what we need to do is focus, like laser focus, on the synergy of playing artifacts.
Because we only have like 2 removal spells. We need to be like.
We need to kill their opponent before they can kill us. That, and for what it's worth, the Emissary Escort is basically, at worst, like a 2-mana 2/4.
Yeah.
Probably perfectly fine just on that alone.
I'm happy with that.
That's actually pretty good, specifically with Memnon.
Yeah.
Memnon.
Memnon.
Sorry, they had a Memnon at one point, and so hard to not say Memnon when Memnon is right there.
All right. You. Shield mates. Self-crafters.
Actually, I feel like multiple more Mechanizoas would have been nice too. Just like...
Yeah, if we had another look at those. Pangolins, Bombard. Team lead.
Like using it as a tempo piece that still
Block.
also pumps Manon or
Silencer. And like one automatizer. Excuse me. Trying to think of like one of the Lost in Spaces, or like I don't know if Ilvoy Infiltrator is gonna be good enough.
Probably not. You got a fair number of warps, and that's what second spell is about in this set, but...
Yeah, that or like things like mental modulation.
Yeah.
Jammer, trust. Jammer does look like a pretty cool trick, because it's also hexproof, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a counter spell, which does a... That's resistance to removal,
Yep.
which is not as good as having removal, but is, you know, pretty close.
I'm going to be right back as I think about if I want to change anything out here, but just a moment.
Sure thing. That is a very Slyo-ass curve, for what it's worth. I'm seeing that here. This is much more of a correction from last draft.
Alright, I'm back. So I'm mostly looking for things that aren't going to be on, Wow, we are really on plan in this deck.
Yeah, that's... And I was just like pointing out as well. This is
17 artifacts. And the ones that aren't
almost all
are
of them creatures.
removal.
Yeah.
Removal. Or,
I was also pointing out how hard of a correction this is on the previous draft with that curve.
a little bit. This is less this is more me. This is what my curves look like. I'm gonna try this as is. I think we could swap in one Austin Space and the Light Jammer or two cards I would want to find spots for, but like I don't immediately see cards I'd want to. Like maybe this dog, because this dog is just a really, this is a 2/1 no text in a lot of ways. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put one Lost in Space and over dog.
Sure.
Dog was there as like, you know, here's some fine metal, but we've gotten a lot of metal. All right.
Azorius Raj.
All right.
The Azorius Roger.
Sure. This looks great. If I don't have to
The
play
worst part about this is that it really feels like it's trying to encourage you to not play anything until 3.
a little bit. If our opponent, oh, they're playing a Transguild Promenade. Okay.
Okay, actually, maybe it's fine if you don't play anything until 3 in this case. Because that's a defender. It's not going to be able to attack unless you slam down the nutrient block anyway.
Yep.
In which case, you're missing out on the Manon
Triggers.
trigger.
Yeah. Green. All right. Oh, blue.
Mago.
Whenever a land comes into play, target creature becomes a 3/3. Honor. All right.
Honor.
So that'll attack for 4 on every turn, and then when they hit 6 lands, it becomes a 6/6. 7/7? God, that's huge. Okay.
But they don't have any lands. No, they did. Never mind. They had, in fact, Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah. How much are they going to pump into it? Yep.
They pump both immediately is the question, because I would not be surprised if they do.
Wow.
They do.
Okay. I want to go... So Mechanozoa just stuns.
Imago, that's a creature becomes the 3/3, or is it itself becomes the 3/3? Target creature.
Yeah.
So stunning it doesn't really do too much aside from removing the counter from the table. They already have a 3/3 on the board, so there's that.
So they're going to get their Gaia's Cradle online. That's going to be the biggest problem we have here, is just, like, they're going to be at huge mana. But they also already have, like, 6 land available, so I'm not, like, super entranced by that. The annoying part is that... Sure, landfall. This creature gets +1/+0. They're gonna make... So their Gaia's Cradle isn't gonna be on. They're gonna grab Island. Or no, they grab Forest, so... Oh, they get to make that thing into a 6/6 now.
They can turn that into a 6/6 and immediately tap it for the station.
Or attack me for
the station can
7.
then tap for 6 for 3.
Good God.
Or attack you for 7. Yeah.
There's a lot.
They're going off pretty quick.
Yeah. Alright. Okay.
I think you have to warp in the Mechanozoa. Just remove some attackers from the field here. Yeah, the funny thing is that this is 2 synergistic boards that are going after each other. It's just that they're going off a little bit faster than you are.
Yeah. Not happy about this 6/6 thing that pushes so fast. They can make 9 mana? A few mana. Do they have, like, the X spell Hydra? No, they just have the 5/5. Okay.
Warping that in, tapping it, making Gaia's Cradle go off. They have 4 additional now.
Yeah, so now they have 7 mana right now.
Kill shit. Deal 10 damage to your 4/6 flyer. All right.
Okay. We,
That's gonna do it. I don't
Yeah,
think
we're
coming back from that. This is a kill your opponent or they kill you deck, and unfortunately they killed us faster. So
yeah, we're nowhere near. Like, we don't have a board to work with.
yeah.
This card is, like, unreasonable at most speeds is one of its things, too. Let's see what we can do. We're not out of it yet. Because I'm drawing 2 cards off this. Yeah.
Make sure you don't want to put it onto their flyer.
Yeah, let me think on that one. How big is this thing? 7/7 flyer? Damn, and they can get that really quick, too. Okay. Also, I don't want to bounce it. So Mechanozoa can tap a artifact or creature. Yeah, you still have 1,000,000 mana, I understand. Play the worm. So play the worm. Gain 2 life. Tap the worm, pilot the ship. Pilot the ship. Have 5 mana. 5 mana. Make another worm. Play a land. Something. Then Majo again. Okay. Well, we are trying. So their lands are still make things into 6/6s, which gets them 6 in the air. They can attack for 9 of my life total right here. They have the Hydra. I'm waiting for the Hydra. Okay. And then whenever you play a card, draw a card. Now lets you bounce a thing. They're going to bounce the end stone because they don't want to set their life total to 10 because that would lose the game. Yeah, okay. Bonk. There's the Endstone again. 1,000,000 mana for that. Ooh, the hard light containment. This thing's cool. It's like a chain to the rocks sort of thing. Whenever this becomes tapped, make a lander. Whenever a land enters 1/1 counter on this creature. Damn, they got the synergies going off these things too.
Yeah, they have a pretty impressive deck.
Yeah, we it's funny, the splash for this this buddy is like far and away the strongest card in their deck. This is attacked, and like the 6/6 on this is super like easy to get up to.
Yeah, absolutely. With all the landers and stuff, that it's really easy to accelerate to 6 lands in this format.
Okay. So we definitely need like cards before 3. We have a lot of cards on 2. Like the thing with our deck is that with our deck missing like 1 and 2 when our deck curves at up to like 4 is probably a bad hand.
Yeah, the only problem in this case is that the 1 and 2 that we had just weren't useful to play on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like they had a 1/3 flyer, we had a defender, you know? And
yeah.
our 3 wouldn't have made our defender be able to attack even.
Yep.
So
All right.
opponent goes first, so we're on the draw. Red makes us pretty dang solid. Navigator also lets us draw discard.
Without
once.
Navigator, I don't keep this.
Yeah. The nutrient block also lets us draw a card too. If we want to just slap that down immediately.
I really don't want to. I would like to draw red for Pangolin on 2, and then Pangolin on 3, and then we just kind of try to snowball from there.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, that's something to play on 2 at least as well.
they've got -3, -0 kill or something? No, they wouldn't have been able to play that. They've got something. Damn that. Okay, well.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if we can't Pangle into space. So Ilvoy Infiltrator draws 2 spells, gets through, and draw on hit.
Okay.
What on earth? That's 2 spell. Okay.
That's 2 spell. Yeah, okay.
That's a very aggressive line, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, Pangolin. So they didn't get a land off that. Yeah, they're just playing the 2/2.
All right.
Okay.
Question is what we play here. That makes a lot of sense. Put them back. If they're digging for lands and this is a kill spell. Yeah. I think we do actually want lands a bit, don't we? Like, maybe not this one right this turn, but, you know, the pangolins are mana hungry.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of the other Pangolin. Yeah, so they put it on bottom.
Makes sense.
Because they're missing that land. There's 4th land. Okay, and here we get a ton of triggers. So pay 1. Sack this. Draw 2. Counter on you. Okay. They get to counterspell the card draw. Cute. Mill that. Okay. Yeah, we get to draw off the other thing, but they do get to counterspell the card draw off that. Oh, that. Okay.
That was a completely raw vote out.
Yep. Okay.
Also, poison!
Yeah, I wasn't focusing on poison because our, you know, if we've hit them 4 times with poison, is our opponent just... What the fuck?
Okay.
I'm sorry, what the hell was
Our
that?
opponent just wrathed us and then milled half of our library.
I was going to ask if our opponent is literally only removal spells, the deck. But it turns out, yeah, they just are going to win by mill. They're going to play 20 removal spells, and that's the win con. Okay. Interesting. Because, yeah, we have 10 cards left in deck now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just... This is 30 removal spells, and that's the entirety of the deck.
Yeah, they're going to attempt a wrath and kill you again. Like,
They just drew 5.
wow.
Their hand is like 5 removal spells and 2 lands, right? Like, this is the rest of the deck.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I see why they played the way they did.
Yeah, that makes sense. Very weird deck, but interesting.
So that's their free card. Void. Okay, then look at that. And then, like, kill spell, sack the monitor to kill Memnon. Okay, just vote out. Sure. Void, lose a life, draw a card. Hold on. Uh-huh. And then...
Nice.
Now, do you have bounce target creature?
Yes, they do. Okay.
Yes. 100%. That one was like... I knew that was there. Well. We'll try again later.
We're not dead yet.
This is a card our deck is missing, huh?
Yeah, that'd be really nice to get us a free 2/2 every turn.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
This is a game where it's actually close.
Yes. Tap the infiltrator so they can't draw off it. We could tap the flyer, but like they have 2 flyers, and like I need them to not draw into answers. The 5/5 holds the board big enough so that they're not going to be able to attack on the ground. And the Pinnacle Emissary has introduced a much more high value target. The big thing we have against them is that, like, the weft-walking resolution with 9 lands in play, 8 lands in deck out of 23, so a 1 in 3 on each draw. So we can assume that, like, one of those cards is real, probably 2. I think they've got an Oblivion. Okay. Alright, I need to do some counting. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Our deck has 2 lands in it, 4 and 3 other spells. The other spells are...
The cryo spell, the one that's when tapped, kill something, is one of them.
Do we have the equipment that makes it? No, there's Atomizer. Damn. The cryo spell, that's one of them. think I can attack here. So if they have 2 spells, they're gonna make their Infiltrator unblockable to try to, you know, hit us harder. So yeah, we have Cryo Spell is one of the ones. Okay, so 2 lands, Cryo Spell. Pangolins are both accounted for. I think we have one more, the Mechon? No, there's the other Mechon. They've got their Mechon, which they draw their card and make their Infiltrator unblockable. And him. Okay. That puts them on 2. Unblockable, draw a card. We don't have Bolt in the deck. We picked the Cryo over it.
Yeah, because we wanted to play with it and see what it was like, but
Yeah.
we haven't been able to do either. So.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, that's bad. That turns this around.
Yeah.
We
they-
no
they
longer
gain
have
life now.
Yeah, we no longer have the advantage of the life, like being able to kill them from their life total. If we could hit with the 1/1, we could kill, but like they can just like attack all out at this stage. Some maybe not all out, but like Two in the air. 2 on the ground.
Then playing 2 in the air might actually be something we can work with.
Yeah. So Cryostasis won't do it. I don't think they win passing 4 times to mill us. I think we kill them if that occurs. Like, we have the Pinnacle Emissary. Any artifacts we draw are more 2-power flyers. That's incredibly funny. The drone can block flyers.
Yeah. It's a high flyer. It's not it's not that it can't block. It has just got high flying. It's a Welkin turn.
Okay, draw 2, discard. So the last card in deck is
Okay. Last card in deck is that 1 removal spell.
okay. So
You're not dead.
we don't attack here.
No, and you do create your flyer, right? You just need to tap 2 things for it.
I think we do that next turn.
Okay. Yeah.
If
fair.
they
We don't
wrath
have to
our
do it.
board enough that like we don't have the bodies to do that, then we have other problems.
Mhm.
I want to have enough blockers so if they all out, we don't die to the Blood Artist.
Yep.
And we have 1 card in deck. We lose to the mill. I'm not gonna bother. Like, our card in deck is Cryo Sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I need you to draw 1 turn dead. We can kill you in the air if you just draw dead 1 turn. If your hand is 4 lands.
No. It's
It's a Wrath again.
yeah, and it's also putting our last card in our rounded down.
Anyway, I guess what we're dead to.
Yeah. It's a really funny way to win this game. I actually really like our opponent's deck. I think this kicks ass.
I love that this is our opponent is like the most control player I've ever seen in the last year. Like somebody who casts multiple Wrath of Gods in Limited.
Someone who casts the same Wrath of God in Limited.
Yeah.
Because they picked that shit up.
Yes.
Unless they did just draft. two
Unless
of
they
them, in
drafted
which
2.
case-
Anyway,
Yeah.
we have Cryo Sleep.
Eh.
That was good.
Yeah, there's no reason. There's also no downside, but yeah.
Yeah. I was quite sad that they did have the bounce spell on the turn. We were able to, like, try to get that lethal push.
Mm-hmm.
We were one away. Our synergies are really fragile.
Yeah, they're powerful but very fragile. If they go down to removal spell, no problem. Like, even one.
Alright. Gonna try this.
I'm having difficulties getting a feel for this format.
Alright, so we get to go shield mate. Pump the pangolin in. Yeah, when you sack an artifact, your creature 1/1 counter on this. Warp in a 3/3. I'm not really worried about that. Okay. Slice Wrapper. Offer the 2-for-1. And now we have Lost in Space if they go for like that 3/3. Again, I don't really care about this. No, thank you. I was trying to get a double block out of them there, but that was probably a little too greedy. I should have just, like, pushed that out and, like, attacked in with the board. So they've got Scrapper, which can +1/+1 the Evangel.
They act of treason to you.
And then they're gonna sack.
Interesting. Yeah.
And then they're gonna make a 3/3. That's a lot. That's my board. All right. Well, wow, that's too expensive to work here. I think that's still the play. Okay. Yeah.
Now we just swing in with both.
I don't think we're looking at the same format, President Arc. The removal in this format seems kind of light, and, like, I'm not very impressed by a lot of it.
Okay, that's you don't simply win, but that is a
I do,
oh,
though.
it has ward though.
This ward, I have to discard a card at random, and that is, I have to pay the ward to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the power toughness on this? They're dead to flying? Like...
Oh, I see. Yeah, you turn that into a flyer, Memnon, warp in the Mechanizoa. It's a 5/5. They're dead on the board. Okay, yeah.
It's a 5/5 even just with the war team leader.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah. I think we still had them anyway with, like, the combination of being able to tap this blocker and force a block out of there. Alright. Now we got to do Pangolin time and push forward on an opponent. They also got to do the... it's been a while since I've seen a threatened sack.
Yeah.
There's
like,
a number of sack outlets for that, I suppose. I know there's the uncommon 3/2 that has that's like a bigger Visara Seer. Alright, Ruben. Sure. Ugh. Actually, this sucks. I'm not happy looking at this. Okay. Okay, Pangolin makes
I'm
this...
happier now. Yeah.
Yeah, Pangolin makes this a lot better. Means I'm gonna hold the nutrient block. This thing just sacks for a card? Yeah, this thing sacks for a card. Okay. That's like a void trigger. Which, yep. Makes sense. Alright, Pangolin. I'd be happy if they spent the, like, counterspell removal here. Like, this would be really nice for us. Because Memnon would not eat it. You know? Like, the -3/-3. Yeah, there it is. The SWAT or whatever that is. Like, I'm much happier with that spent on the Pangolin than I am on Memnon. Third color. Uh-oh. Okay.
Sultai.
Seems like splashing is the easiest thing in the world in this format. Everyone having landers. I probably should be more aggressive on that. Okay. That's not great here. Well.
Next turn gets you a 3/5 flyer, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think this is living. I think they're eating it with another kill spell. But
Well, they do have, you know, they could sacrifice this thing at any time. That could be also where they're...
yeah,
you know,
that's true. They do have.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's possible.
I would
that's
love
the
it.
only reason why they have
I hope.
priority.
I hope that they're sacking that to try to find land 4. I see.
Okay, minus and minus 10.
Yeah. All right. Putting that into play. Okay. Yeah, again, they're just flat 3 color. Ooh, hello there.
He's back, baby. And also...
Poison! Okay. End step, I get to eat the block, draw. We have Mechanizoa to tap down a threat. The obvious worst case is that Wrath. +X +O and -X -O, where X is the number of artifacts you control.
Minus O minus X. So this is -1.
This is
This
irrelevant.
is going to give itself +1 and going to give something else -1.
That's a terrifying card sometimes.
Not here, though.
Yeah. Sacrifice a nutrient. Alright, I'm just gonna... warp. Okay. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Okay.
We're also one artifact away from being able to kill this silencer.
Well, this is just.
Or is that only one on ETB? Never mind.
in.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna get the double kill?
Well, they're dead on poison.
Yeah.
So that's nice. The Sculpting Blast is bounce attacking creature?
No,
right?
it's bounce anything.
Oh, right. This is right. You get the attacking thing if you get the drone if it was attacking.
Yes. Yeah, this is Fender on address. 3 cards in hand. So, like, this I'm not worried about because they'd have to, like, tap everything they control to make this flyer. They got a million mana. If they, like... Bounce the Mechanizoa? Okay. We have them dead to poison and damage.
Gotta love dead to poison even when it's exactly the same as dead to damage.
Yeah. This deck doesn't, you know, make terrible use of that poison. One of the weaknesses of this deck is we have a lot of cards that, like, without the synergies are just, like, bodies. Okay.
At least Pangolin you want to play on too, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And actually,
The annoying part here is okay, just blue for artifacts. This comes in with a 1/1 counter. Surveil 2, 4+ 2/2 flyer. When this dies, modular. You got it, boss. Okay. Kill spell. You got it. I think I'm fine with that.
well, I mean the power is that they get the triggers now.
That is an issue.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah. We unfortunately have no way to stop that.
I want a flyer that's big enough to tangle. Okay. Okay. Mecha? Terrifying. Very annoying, actually. I'm not racing here. Okay. So this is just Surveil 2 at the moment, but that is Surveil 2, and they get a 3/5 flyer later. Throwing dog down, keeping 1, that's probably land 5. We need to eat the block. Okay. Wow, okay. Hold on.
There we go. That's what this deck's supposed to do.
Yeah. Fifth land, so I can play that flyer. Kill spell on... Okay, well, that's...
Doesn't get rid of all of our scaling, just the
Yeah.
better and easier scaling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, alright, well.
Honestly, these couple of drafts are really defined by that exact happening.
I don't have an answer to 10 lands.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're still heavily in control of this game, but just like that was okay, well. I am trying. We're dead in 2 is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they have Trump blockers for days on us. Okay. Okay. Thinking about how we have to do this or how we can do this. This is 8.
Yeah, so you need to tap at least 2 things. You can tap 3, and that'll also do and keep your 7/7, but the 7/7 doesn't really do all that much on the board.
Yeah.
Neither did any of these, so. Like, they have 1 attacker on the ground. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. 4/4 flyer matches their air. I have to block here if they have like the
Yeah,
double
we don't
strike
have it.
trick.
Then they do, and, you know, they got it anyway.
Okay.
+1, +2, and...
And a +1/+1
Okay.
counter.
Yeah. Wait, that's so many counters! Yes! That does it! Yes! Let's go! What do we just have? +6/+6 in counters? Oh, this card.
This is unblockable.
Goodbye. Damn.
Okay.
Woo, tight.
If they didn't take the 3 on the previous turn.
Yeah.
Tiny Pangolin is the strongest there is. Thank you, Tiny Pangolin. You know, Tiny 8/7 Pangolin. Oh, God, we,
That was down to the wire. They actually had you on the ropes, though.
oh, my God. The this here as well to like make sure we couldn't go wide. Yeah, tiny. We tiny sized it. Thank you, Atomic Microsizer. You're a good card in this deck. All right. Okay. I'm gonna try to go a little deeper in on the synergies, removing the lost in space for a more synergistic piece that lets us push in a little heavier, be a little bit more resilient to interaction.
Leaning in on the strengths of the deck rather than trying to cover for weaknesses of it.
Oh boy.
Well, this is
unkeepable.
Not very doable. Yeah, here we go. And I guess we just get rid of the pangolin because we can't play it. Or get rid of the Mechanozoa and then just hope you draw the red. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather try to high roll.
You at least have the shield mate as a thing to play on too. That holds the ground at least a little bit. Oh.
Hello.
Untapped.
Okay. Awful. Oh boy. Hell, you're not attacking again. Really? It sucks because under almost any other circumstances, I don't like that attack, but they... Oh boy. Okay.
I think you just go for it, unfortunately. I think...
Just eat the shield mate?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if that's...
It's all in. If they have a counter... If they have a removal spell, we get killed on the spot for it.
It's a way to, dig into possible red, which would be very, very helpful in this case. You could play this and then eat it instead next turn if you wanted to. This also lets you swing in with a 4/2.
Yeah, I think they have a kill spell. I think they have a shatter.
All right.
Here's the reason I think they have a shatter. They have priority.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Nothing. We're afraid of ghosts over there. You know?
I mean, being afraid of ghosts is also, it's playing careful. It's fine. It makes sense.
I agree. I'm just trying to think how we are moving. We have to be careful how we move against ghosts.
There you go.
Okay.
Pangolin first? Between these two? Kind of draw out the removal on the pangolin, maybe? Because it is a scaling threat.
I like it because it lets the Mechon attack.
That too, yeah.
They've been showing, like... Okay. Well. Sure. That's fine. Again, I mostly don't care about Grizzly Bear attacking me at the moment. Okay, you're just finally gonna spend the damn trick you've been sitting on. The Coral Sword. This is the card named Coral Sword.
It is exactly the card name. I think Coral Sword's actually cheaper to equip, so it's weaker Coral Sword.
Yeah. All right. One death touch. That doesn't really bother me. What's on the ground? What are you?
Ooh. Plus
Tap.
X+O until end of turn, or create a robot.
Okay.
5.
And this makes a 5/5. Okay. I don't like the position we're in right now.
Self-craft mechan can eat itself, right?
It could.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's this. You could pump up and get 3 counters on this turn on the same thing. You could possibly draw into another one, another form of like defense as well. I feel like Pangolin attacking as an unblockable, XX is probably the way you win. Not sure though.
Yeah. I don't know what I sack. Because if I sack Mechon to itself, we have no blockers. We could just die.
Yeah. You could also just not sack it. Right?
So this is Menon's. This is pay 1.
Okay, so you're gonna win in the air, hopefully. Got it.
Yeah. That's my attempt. That's what I've decided.
Okay.
I think we have a combat trick and we're dying here.
Not a light blade. That is +1/+0 in first strike, which means
It doesn't kill both.
it doesn't kill both.
But it prevents
Yeah, it just kills one.
Yeah. The land sorcery speed. I had to check it as well. I was thinking the same thing. That's probably what they just learned too. Please. Alright, chump block with Pangolin. Win with them on drawing any artifact. Right?
Hopefully.
Any artifact.
Ah, no, there it is.
Nah, we got island. You're a card late. Eh.
I think this deck was pretty cool. It's definitely missing a few things, but the amount of synergy that it had with itself was pretty cool and impressive.
Yeah, I think that there's some strong stuff here. I think we're missing 2 pieces for this. One, like, we basically have nothing as far as, like, we passed on a couple of the bolts and we don't have any interactive pieces, which is, that's a way to, like, even with, like, the reason I think that removal is a little, like, it looks like this. It's 4 mana instant stuff, which doesn't strike me as incredibly, like, efficient, but the thing we're missing other than that, and this has been every single game we've ever played, we have no flood insurance.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And this is every single game.
We definitely did draw a lot of lands. This
because we
drafts.
Right, because we don't have any way of getting rid of them. We don't have any we're not playing any of the discard draw 2 because we don't have any of those. We don't have any like way of fixing up the deck like that. That is a piece of the deck that is clearly missing. I really like the synergies that this deck has. I feel like Penguin's a little expensive. I really like the Shieldmate, I think, played well. I think we played this once. I think
played it once, and it always had something to play. I think this is
a joke.
Just here.
This is a joke.
Yeah.
This is not a real card. I think in most matches,
The most useful thing that Virulent Silencer did for us actually was make that the Emissary a 3/4.
Yeah.
Because it was the highest mana value we had.
but I think this deck is missing a copy or two of that Tormenting Voice, especially because we were consistently not having any copies of things to stack to this Mechon.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a thing that we would really liked. The fact that we managed to sacrifice Nutrient Block to the Mechon like 3 times is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Though. We just drew that at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this some looks and try to figure out exactly what to do with this format. I feel like
Yeah, I don't quite understand it yet, is the thing, even after seeing those games.
I feel like the missing pieces are... I know what the missing pieces were on this draft, and the first one, that was just a... I don't think that deck was good. I don't think that draft was good. I think we didn't have any plays against the, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to, keep giving it... one of the things is, I'm looking at, 3 and 4 mana instant and sorcery removal spells and thinking that things are kind of bad, but if we're just kind of throwing that level of creature at each other that trades evenly rather than down. But also there's that blue-green 2-drop our opponent had that just ran us in. Anyway, that will be it for today. Got in my mechanics look, got in a couple drafts. I did really like that second one. We didn't get to play the 1/1 little drone maker more than once. I really wanted to play that. That was the card I was really excited for. So
yeah, something that I for what it's worth, I'm gonna think about standout cards that were good for us in that draft that we didn't get to play that many times.
Yeah,
just that thing that exiled from the grave and made a lander being 2 artifacts was inherently quite strong on our board every time we played it.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time with this. I'm enjoying the puzzle. I gotta figure out exactly what I want to be doing. And I did enjoy seeing removal spells Georg over there with I'm just gonna Wrath and then recur my Wrath and then Wrath again as a hilarious setup.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Doc, for being here.
No problem. I woke up from a nap and then immediately saw oh dang, it's 7 p.m. I wonder if it's going to be the checking out this early, and yep, I was right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.